Welcome to the Mindshare Workspace. My name is Robert Margolacci, founder and CEO, and I'm honored to have with me Kazi Jamil, the founder and CEO of eCanuks Global, and this is the Corporate Innovation Series Part 2. Thank you for joining me this afternoon, Kazi. Well, we had a great conversation initially about why innovate last week, and this week it's about corporate innovation. And you know, I always like to maintain an innovator's mindset, if you will, and I know that's not typical of corporations at times, where they kind of get stuck, and that's why companies don't continue to succeed, and some don't continue. Like, let's look at BlackBerry as an example that struggled, and there are other examples, Nortel as a Canadian corporation. But why should corporations innovate?
It's a very good question. So corporates actually are looking at getting an edge over its competition, getting an edge at hiring technical employees, getting a higher market share. So we live in an age of technology, and technology actually gives them that edge to innovate. Now, corporate can innovate as far as business development is concerned. They can innovate as far as reaching their customers are concerned. They can innovate as far as facilitating their customers are concerned. Now, for example, I'll give you a very simple example. We don't realize, but writing a review about a service or a company is much, much more important for a corporation today as it was maybe 2 years ago.
That's an excellent point.
Yeah. So 2 years ago, nobody used to care about reviews, Google reviews, whether my customer is talking or not. So it was not researched. It was unorganized piece of information. Now that same information is extremely important. It's first-hand information for the brand manager, for the customer services manager.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'll give you my personal example. So I'm a Ray-Ban fan, right? So I bought a Ray-Ban sunglasses, and one of the screws got loose. So I went to the shop over here. They told me to write to Ray-Ban. So I wrote a somewhat nasty feedback about Ray-Ban. And guess what? They told me that they'll ship me a new pair of glasses within 2 weeks.
Fantastic.
2 weeks, 2 weeks I had a new Ray-Ban with me. So
Well, I'm a Ray-Ban fan, and the worst part is when I lost them in the ocean while I was on a jet ski.
You know that you're not supposed to wear them, right?
No. They were so light, I forgot I had them on. Yeah, hopefully I can wash up on shore one day. But you know, as a co-working space, our motivation is on a daily basis. We think of how can we do things better. It's that maintaining that innovator's mindset, isn't it? And having that in your mission statement, perhaps.
So it is top driven. So the top man, the CEO, the founder, they should be able to drive it throughout the organization. Now, if you ask me, I would tell you that there are two types of organization.
Right.
One is innovation-driven organization. The other ones who are not innovation-driven, but now, like BlackBerry is an amazing example. That they were innovation-driven. I don't know, for some odd reason, they lost the path. And now, again, they have one of the highest amount of patents as far as security, mobile security is concerned. So they're kind of reinventing themselves. But it's cost them. It's cost their market positioning.
It was very costly.
Shareholder were at a loss, lost a lot of employees.
And sometimes you need to pivot. And
Exactly.
So, case in point, Nokia, who we know is a mobile phone company, their original core business was rubber boots.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that, you know? But so perhaps you can talk about the types of corporate innovation initiatives that you've been a part of, and what might inspire corporations to.
So the interesting list there's a 10-year Facebook challenge going on, right? So if we do a very basic 10-year Facebook challenge of 10 years ago the Fortune 500 companies and now the Fortune 500 companies. So you see all the top companies which are tech-driven companies, the Amazons, the Microsoft, the Google, the Facebook, in terms of net worth, right? You don't see Unilevers, you don't see Procter & Gamble, you don't see IBM over there, right? So what has happened over a period of 10, 15 years, that the companies who the core culture was innovation, they have grown leaps and bounds. And the other companies are actually playing catch on. Like, for example, Walmart. Walmart, in terms of revenues, might be the largest company in the world. But they're playing catch on as compared to Amazon in terms of online sales.
Amazon would be quite the case study as one of the most innovative companies. And coincidentally, on my way back from downtown, I was sitting with an Amazon executive who talked about some of their initiatives around innovate. They have a spaceship. They have they did the drone technology for home delivery, and they continuously invest in innovation.
Absolutely.
So, can innovation be acquired?
Google, Facebook, Amazon, they've proven that, even SAP, that innovation can be acquired. So if I find a good startup which fits into my business, or I don't have to reinvent the wheel, so I go ahead, pay a lot of dollars, and then acquire it. Like Microsoft acquired LinkedIn, Facebook acquired WhatsApp, right? Now the problem here is that within these innovation-oriented organizations, there is this system to the entire madness. They have a system to evaluate. They have people who are innovation managers. There are people who are forward thinkers of what is going to happen in terms of technology after 3, 4, 5 years. But when we talk about banks, market leaders, when we talk about insurance agencies, right? For them it becomes very difficult because they can't associate themselves with technology. So they see their market share losing. For example, one of the biggest banks in Canada, RBC, is looking at innovation. Why? Because there's a big threat of fintech coming in.
100%.
So they have this RBC Outreach, RBC Innovate program.
Well, I'm sure Tangerine inspired them a little bit, didn't they, because of their innovative banking practices.
No branches, right?
No branches, and so you can't ignore, and innovation isn't just about technology. It's about doing things differently and improving on processes and experiences.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ultimately, it's the user experience.
Yes. So now for a big bank which does not have an innovation culture, they acquire this innovative company, and suddenly that merges into this big corporate culture, so the innovation dies out.
Right.
And then that acquisition, after 2 years, people start questioning on that acquisition. Then what happened? Why did we acquire? What advantages this acquisition has given us? So for larger non-innovative companies to be innovative, they need to start small, have a unit which, yes, is part of the bigger organization, but has an innovation mindset and works on the innovation mindset,
Right.
and then that is the unit which drives the whole thing.
And it remains its separate P&L, and it doesn't get integrated because they're able to pivot more quickly and be more autonomous versus the ones that who have failed.
Absolutely, and one of the certain market segment where obviously being innovative has been part of the sort of edge are the mobile companies, because you have the mobile network operators. It's cutthroat competition, 1 cent here, 1 cent there. So they always needed to innovate, and they by default had a culture where if somebody else wanted to use their subscriber base and had a very innovative idea, so they would simply partner it up and let them launch it. Right?
And that's a really good point. It's, competition raises the bar, and it inspires everyone to raise their game, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So, as a corporate leader, if you don't have an innovation culture and you want to build an innovation culture, the best part is that you start small, have a unit. If you're able to attract innovation entrepreneurs, bring them, but don't try to merge them in your corporate culture, because the innovation is going to die out. Keep them separate, let them do their work. It can be everybody's win-win, and it can be one person's loss, but that's how the innovation culture within the corporate can prosper.
Well said. With that, thank you so much, Kazi, for your time this afternoon. That was Kazi Jamil, founder and CEO of eCanuks Global. My name is Robert Martelacci, the Mindshare Learning Port, and until next time, keep the learning curve steep.